Hi, I'm Chris with CB Productions and welcome to VFX for the Indie Filmmaker. In this course, we'll be covering how to create a music video with CGI and VFX on your own as a solo production company. So when I say indie filmmaker, I really mean independent. That film or production company of one. So basically, do your credits or projects look like this? If so, this course is definitely for you. None of us are lucky enough to start with like a full production team, so being able to fill the roles on your own is kind of imperative when it comes to being able to create quality products. And one of the most important steps in creating quality work is pre-production. So in the first module, we'll be covering pre-production and hitting some items such as look dev, storyboarding, shot lists, and many other tasks that'll help you in the success of your projects. After that, I'll cover creating scenes or sets within Blender and highlighting the 4 sets I created for this specific project. We'll go over a few key tasks to accomplish on shoot day -1 and on shoot day. More importantly, we'll go over some lessons learned and things that kind of went wrong on this specific project. We'll cover some boring but important items such as footage and file management, and then we'll get into the fun stuff, starting with some initial editing in DaVinci Resolve. Then we're going to deep dive into keying with Delta Keyer and Fusion, one of my favorite keying workflows. Additionally, we'll cover stabilizing footage with Mocha Pro, using clean slates, creating garbage and solid mattes to help pull out the perfect key. After that, we'll jump into Blender and set up some scenes, go over a few render settings, and cover using Blender's compositor for setting up our render exports. I'll cover creating a magic effect in After Effects, and then show you how to use After Effects in Fusion for compositing. Our in-depth module on compositing, however, will be done using Silhouette by Boris FX, where I'll cover importing footage, tracking and rotoscoping our actresses' eyes, color correcting our footage, and tying it all in with other effects such as lens flares. Once our compositing is done, I'll cover importing our footage, and then finish up the course in Resolve as we finalize our timeline and look. Now you could technically complete this entire project using free software. This is why I'll be going over ways of doing things like stabilizing and compositing in different programs. The programs I used for this project were DaVinci Resolve Studio. This was used as my primary video editing software and is what I use for editing, color grading, keying, and Fusion, and final look and delivery. There is a free version of Resolve, which has limits on exporting some effects and some other things, but the free version can be used to complete just about everything in this course. For 3D, I use Blender, which is a free program. Well, it's more than just 3D. It's an amazing piece of software that does a lot, and it's what we'll be using in this course to go over set creation and rendering. And if you go to blender.org, you can just download it here. I used After Effects for a few VFX shots, and it's what we'll be using when I go over the magic effects I used. After Effects is a paid program, but honestly, everything we do in After Effects can really be done in Fusion within DaVinci Resolve. For the in-depth compositing module, I'll be using Silhouette. This is a paid program from Boris FX, and it's a robust compositing program, amongst other things. And they do have free trial for all their stuff. Within Silhouette, I use other Boris FX software, such as Continuum and Sapphire. And most importantly, out of the Boris FX suite, I use Mocha Pro. Mocha Pro I use extensively and primarily within Fusion during the keying process. So if any of this software you're actually going to pay for and use as a VFX artist, Mocha Pro would be the one to use. It's an amazing piece of software. The only other software I use, which I will not cover in this course, is Houdini, which is actually my go-to 3D and simulation software. For this project, however, I only used it to create the portal, which I won't be covering since Houdini is a completely different animal. For this course, I'll be using shots from one of my recent projects, Soulful Wound by GBGD. Even though I may use multiple shots as examples, I'll only be using one shot to actually work on throughout the course to keep it simple and kind of continuous. So within certain modules, I will provide footage and Blender project files for you to download and use throughout the course. Other than that, have fun and be sure to let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And oh yeah, you will not be seeing my head in the window. I try to keep the screen capture as clean as possible. And covering software we're using is a little bit annoying when there's a picture of a head. I also like to pre-apologize for the sound. We were just hit by a hurricane and there's some major cleanup going on outside, so you may hear some artifacts from the amount of background noise reduction I had to do. So with that all said, on to the first lesson. If you like this video and would like access to the full course, you can visit my Payhip page, link in the description. For only $26, you're getting access to 6 hours of instructional video, as well as access to footage, Blender project files, and other pre-production file downloads. The VFX for the Indie Filmmaker course covers complete instruction from pre-production to project delivery and includes modules such as keying and compositing, creating and rendering 3D sets, and everything else you'll need to know to go from charging hundreds of dollars per project to thousands of dollars per project.